your boy, the girl, the one and only, Ai Pai, coming at you with a fresh, live, but slightly delayed unboxing here. So just to preface with an apology for why this is coming a little bit later, we did put down a pre-order and everything for the Oculus 2, but unfortunately, it came and it was a defective unit, so we had to wait a few more days to get a fully functional unit. And so with that out of the way, let's just go ahead and pull what we got out of the box and give you the unboxing experience for the Oculus Quest 2. Here we have it. It's just a nice little clean white box with just the Oculus logo. Got these little pull tabs here to help open up the packaging pretty easily. As well as kind of pointing out, get this camera in focus here, and kind of pointing out some of the software details on it. Let's go over just some of the specs on the Quest 2. It's an upgrade over the Quest 1, first and foremost, in the refresh rate of the display. Is the move from 72 Hz to about 90 Hz. Now, this kind of varies depending on what application you're doing, but we'll be able to discuss and, kind of consider it and judge it over time as things goes on. The resolution has seen a bump with a new resolution of 1832 by 1920 per eye, but this does come at the cost of having an LCD panel, single panel, as opposed to two OLED panels, as the original Quest did. Additionally, the processing power of the unit has been increased, moving from a Snapdragon 835, about a 3-year-old chip, to a new, brand spanking, relatively new XR2, which is a chip specifically for all-in-one VR products. So, moving on from some of the overview of the tech stats, let's rip some of this plastic off and, crack open this box, see exactly how this packaging goes. While the outside print is fairly nice, unfortunately, sliding off the sleeve, it's kind of just a cardboard box underneath, which is a little bit disappointing, but we will give it the credit. The logo looks clean on it, although it was not as nice as the black that some of the older Oculus products came in, the Rift and the Quest. But for being a cardboard box, this one's actually pretty well put together. It looks nice on the inside with the white, and everything's laid out, organized. Here we have the new Oculus Quest 2 touch controller. Been redesigned from the Quest 1, and it's a lot more reminiscent of what you would expect from the Rift CV1 controllers. They're both there, and they really do seem larger on the whole. We can actually pull out one of our Quest, our Rift controllers. Give us just a moment here. And we'll do a little bit of a size comparison here. So this is the original touch controllers from the Rift. As you can see, kind of like the button layout is a lot more reminiscent. It's pretty similar there. It's spaced a little bit more wide than in the Quest controllers. As you can kind of see here, there's more face surface place. And the other thing is that it's got a matte finish as opposed to the glossy finish. At least where the buttons are. Moving on from the controllers, we have the unit itself, the Oculus Quest 2. It's in a clean white, not necessarily our preference, but it is a look, and it's actually really distinct given the other headsets on the market. It does certainly look a lot more futuristic just at a glance. Here we have like this little insert that kind of explains really about how the IPD adjustment works, which is something we did gloss over with the tech specs because we knew this would come up. Instead of having like a full range IPD slider like either the Rift or the original Quest had, instead there's kind of a like little sliding thing. Yeah, you just slide it back and forth, and there are three major settings. Off the top of our heads, we kind of forget what each IPD matches with each 1, 2, or 3. But Oculus does say that between the three specifications, most people will be able to find something they are comfortable with, even if their IPD kind of falls outside of that range a little bit. Outside of here, there's like this little piece of cardboard wrapped around it, we guess, just to kind of keep it from getting scuffed. So we'll just take that and throw it away. And here is, the, as we should say, bare naked headset in all its glory. You can see on the front, there's got the 4 cameras. On the side, there's a single audio port as well as a USB-C port, which will be used for data as well as charging. On the bottom, you can see the tiny little dual microphone that are built in, as well as the volume adjustment for, standalone use. On the side, we have what looks like to be a power button, we're going to assume, as well as we're going to say that's a light indicator. We'll find out when we first boot it on, which won't be in this video. But yeah, we're going to assume that's the power button. On the top, there's basically nothing, just the 2 cameras. And, moving on to the back side, we have these adjustable straps, we'll say. Right off the bat, we're not 100% sold on this little elastic band, although it is kind of stretchier than we anticipated. And for what it's worth, it's a pretty neat little adjustment system here. It is just something about it brings money saving rather than comfort. Which, we will be doing our initial review based solely on using it with this strap to see just how well it goes. The adjustments seem okay, but we're pretty sure going for the Elite strap offering that they have will be better. Here we can see like the hard pieces that it connects to has the, audio pipe through, because it has a built-in, doesn't have the auto thing. We're not 100% sold on it. We've heard mixed things about it from, previous, but supposedly it works fine. But on the whole, the build seems solid, and it's actually a pretty compact unit. Like with this strap here, it seems like it'd be easy to just toss in a bag and walk along with, which actually could be the other reason why they went with this elastic strap. On the front here, we have like a little emboss of the Oculus branding. Kinda hard to see. Not sure if it picks up well on the camera, but it's there. In the box, we have one last thing that actually goes with the headset. This is, just a handy little add-on, a glasses spacer unit to get a little extra room in the headset for when you're wearing glasses. We are not 100% sure if we are going to be using it ourselves. Kind of depends on the glasses, but you want to protect the lenses, not just on your glasses, but on the headset itself. Not kind of related to the headset itself, we have this little box here. It does have the Oculus logo on the top, but let's crack it open and see what's in here. I can only imagine it's going to be, the usual kind of like documentations, but more importantly, charging brick, as well as a really short cable for charging it. And yeah, booklets, instructions, not a terms of service, though, which would probably be an interesting thing to see printed out, given that this is, a Facebook product. But we're not necessarily going to worry about that and discuss it too much in the unboxing, but we will go over it in the review, which will be coming sooner or later. We'll talk more about that at the end. Because we do have one last thing to unbox here, the Oculus Link cable, which this will be probably a quick little thing to go, but it's the Link cable so you can use the Oculus Quest with PC VR. Wrapped in plastic here, so let's go ahead and rip it open. Let's give it a good tear and pull it out. It looks like it's packed in much the same kind of boxing like is in the Quest itself came in. Um, so we'll go ahead and tear it off, or open it up. There's a couple of things here, little pull tabs to tear. Gotta say, it's a really nice little convenience thing with the unboxing. Saves us from pulling out the knife. So, we did that. Pull out the sleeve. Same kind of packaging here. Like we said, we anticipated this, except white logo instead of a black one. And another pull tab, so we'll take that off too. And opening this up, slides open, and nothing really much to see here. A little bit of paperwork, no software to install, it's all downloaded, and here is the link. It's all wrapped up. But the thing we like the most about this, aside from it being fiber, so guaranteed good speeds, it has a 90-degree angle on the receiving end for the Quest. And here's just paperwork. Toss it away, file it. No disk or anything to install. It all comes with the Oculus software on the computer. Which, having a Rift already, it's already pre-installed, so we don't even need to worry about that here. And so, let's get into the whole package here. Quest, controller, as well as the cable itself. So we'll take a moment here and kind of discuss what to look forward with the review coming forward. We'd like to use this for at least a week to kind of get a feel, both using it with Oculus Link as well as using it as a standalone headset. We will be doing the review based off of the merits of the headset on its own. It just as it comes out of the box without side questing or putting any side-loaded stuff on. Following that, we would also like to do a kind of separate review video using the Quest unit with Virtual Desktop as a fully wireless device. The reason why we want to do that one as a separate review is because we're still not 100% sure our Wi-Fi connection is strong enough to support the, wireless connections here going forward. Going even further beyond that, at launch, all this stuff with the 90 Hz refresh while using Oculus Link, it's still in beta, so we're not going to be necessarily discussing that in terms of this review unless by some miracle Facebook decides over the weekend to unlock it. Then we can kind of factor it in. But we'll be revisiting the Quest review to see exactly how the 90 Hz affects everything going forward, how Oculus Link coming out of beta and being able to do PC VR with a 90 refresh rate as opposed to a 72 changes things. And looking even further down the road there, Oculus very much did talk about infinite office space, which is a thing, probably the biggest thing that we're really making the jump into the Quest 2 with. As a brief summary, it kind of is basically just a virtual office space where you put on the headset, replaces your monitor, and Logitech is supposed to be releasing some peripherals for it, like a keyboard that you will use while having the headset on, and it'll just kind of pick up on the keyboard and represent that in your virtual space as you're doing your work. There have been a lot of apps coming out over the past few years for Oculus, Vive, Steam VR, we should say instead, that have been trying to do things with the virtual office space and productivity stuff, meetings on the go. We feel that this is exceptionally more relevant in 2020 than it has been in the past, especially, given the need to be working remotely. So once Infinite Office, whatever it's called, comes out, we will be doing an exclusive deep dive into that, reviewing, seeing how it goes, and maybe depending on how things also happen, we might be able to toss in some of those peripherals. We've been diving into keyboards a little bit lately, so getting our hands on an Logitech keyboard for specifically VR use, that'd be kind of interesting. We don't really have a time frame for that because Facebook doesn't have a time frame for when that feature is going to be released. Honestly, we would probably expect that in 2021 rather than any time before the end of the year. But yeah, look out in the next couple of weeks here for a review on the Quest 2 after a few weeks of use. And until then, stay cool, be good, and if you're going outside, just be safe, wear a mask, and other than that, have a good one. If there is anything in particular you'd like to know about the Quest that we can look for while they're doing our review, let us know down in the comments, and we will, make notes to pay special attention to those factors for you folks in the audience. We will say we will be trying to come at this review from the prospect of using the headset less as a gaming device and more as a general purpose tool. Everyone else seems to be going with the route of, hey, you're getting this to play VR games. So let's come at it from a different angle and see what other stuff is cool to be done with the Quest 2, and if it can help revolutionize things like the office space and working from home. But yeah, leave a comment, drop a like if you liked what you see, and subscribe if you want to stay tuned for that review.